What's up, everybody? Welcome to Santana's Point of View. I'm your host, Jay, and today we'll be reviewing the iPhone 16 Pro in two different colorways. Stay tuned. As mentioned in my previous video when I was reviewing the Banks Montage Armor Pro phone case for the iPhone 16 Pro, I picked up my iPhone 16 Pro yesterday in both Desert Titanium and the Black Titanium colorways. Let's check them out. Without further ado, we have the iPhone 16 Pro in Desert Titanium and Black Titanium. There's currently 4 colorways. We're missing the White Titanium and the Natural Titanium. The Desert Titanium seems to be the color of choice this year, and we're going to be taking a further look to see why. My personal favorite is the Black Titanium, and you'll see why as well. I couldn't wait to unbox the phone until I did this video. So I actually unboxed the phone at the Apple Store. They helped me set it up. The great representative, her name was Jamie. She was excellent. She took a video of it. I hope to upload that at a later time so you guys can take a look at my experience. So let's open up the box and take a look at the Desert Titanium iPhone 16 Pro. As I said, I already unboxed it. So what you get in the box, you get the phone. You can see it's already on. And you get the charging cable. And the braided cable is pretty simple. USB to USB-C, fully braided, feels good. From what I understand, these do not support the highest data transfer speeds the iPhone 16 Pro can achieve. You do have to separately purchase the high-speed cable. No power bank, just like last year. I hope Apple changes that one day, but I don't see that happening. All right, let's set the box aside. Here's what we came for. Actually, let's give this a good cleaning. There we go. Nice and polished. And here we have the Desert Titanium 16 Pro. And it's a very creamy, light color. The Desert name, I really see it more on the rings, on the camera rings, and on the borders. That's where I see that desert sand type of color. Not so much on the back. Back's more like of a creamy beige, if you want to call it. I can see why some people would refer to it as gold. Definitely in that family. It's a very nice color. Very subtle, very earth tone, very friendly to the eye. So what we have here is your USB-C, your speaker holes. If we swing around, we're going to have that new camera button. We're going to talk about that later. We have the power button. And of course, the action button with the volume rockers right below. Now, Apple just launched the iOS 18 update. I actually got the phone yesterday. It came with iOS 18, but there was an update available today with additional security patches. So as we all know, Apple is very fast on updating any security issues. Patches go out immediately. So what do we have here? We have the latest generation ceramic shield front glass. We have the textured matte glass back. These phones come in several different storage sizes, starting with the 128 gig. The versions you'll see today are the 256 gig versions, which I believe are the sweet spot without breaking the bank. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Some people will disagree, some people will agree. There's also the 512 gig or half terabyte. And then, of course, the 1 TB for those that need a lot of storage. Size and weight. Apple has this iPhone 16 Pro listed at 5.89 inches in height, 2.81 inches in width, and 3.32 inches in depth. The weight, 199 grams, or 7.03 ounces. Super light compared to other non-titanium phones. I came from the 11 Pro, and this phone is about the same weight, maybe less than the 11 Pro. I have to officially see, but it feels lighter in the hand, and it's a bigger screen. Win-win. So let's just compare the measurements they posed and see if they're accurate. 2.81, that's pretty close. Yep. About a 1/4 inch. It's 8.32. It's pretty close. And 5.89. Yep, that's pretty close as well. Yep. Why would they lie? Just double checking. So this year's Pro lineup comes in 2 sizes. We have the 16 Pro and the 16 Pro Max. The new screen, the 16 Pro, never done before, 6.3 inch Super Retina XDR display. The iPhone Pro Max also gets a bump to a 6.9, so they're both having screen sizes that were not offered before. Very interesting. Let's see what Apple decides to do next. OLED screen, OLED display. For the people that like the specs on the PPI, 460 PPI on this screen. The same on the Pro Max. So there's no difference regardless of which screen you get as far as clarity and resolution. Both models have the dynamic island always on display, which you can see here. Let me put the code in. I'll be right back. Now that I put the code in, you'll see for security purposes, until you unlock it, it won't show what your widgets are. But now that I did, you see Face ID trying to activate. You can see that the widgets are now visible, and you have the flashlight button as well as the camera button at the bottom. And now with the iOS 18, everything is customizable. I really feel like that's a huge upgrade for Apple. They have closed the gap with Android as far as customizable features, what you can do with the phone. And, there's a lot of videos showing all of the options and the 500 plus updates with iOS 18. We won't be doing that today. We're just taking a look at the phone in general. But I really wanted to mention that that is something I've been looking forward to for a very long time. Apple has finally given us ex-Android users the customizable features that we were longing for. So thank you, Apple. So more on the screen before we move on to other stuff. ProMotion technology with the Pro Series, adaptive refresh rates up to 120 hertz, HDR display, True Tone, wide color, haptic touch, 2,000,000:1 contrast ratio, 1,000 nits max brightness typical is what they post, but it's 1,600 nits peak brightness. And outside, 2,000 nits peak brightness. I was outside of the Apple store. The sun was beaming right on the phone, and I could see it clear as day. On the 11 Pro, it would be non-visible. You wouldn't be able to do much with the phone. You'd have to move somewhere with a shadow or something like that, but big plus to have in those types of conditions. The phone is also splash, water, and dust resistant, rated for IP68, with a maximum depth of 6 meters up to 30 minutes. And of course, with the 16 Pro series and the 16 lineup in general, we are now looking at Apple Intelligence. And to help with that, you have the A18 Pro chip. Don't get it confused with the 16 and the 16 Plus that have the A18. And I really think that Pro difference is going to make a huge difference going down the line once more Apple Intelligence features come out. We'll see what happens with that. But for now, the 16 and the 16 Plus seem like a really good deal because they will have AI capability and they are slightly cheaper than the Pro Series by a few $100s. You can also get the larger screen. So let me know in the comments what you think. Is the 16 the best deal, the 16 Plus, the 16 Pro, or the 16 Pro Max? I'm interested to know what you guys feel about that. I have my thoughts, but I would like to share that once I hear back on the feedback on the comments section. With the A18 Pro chip, you get the new 6-core CPU with 2 performance and 4 efficiency cores. You get a new 6-core GPU as well, and the new 16-core neural engine. I really think that's all going to come into play with the AI, as I said before. I'm really curious to see how the Pro Series differentiates itself from the 16 and 16 Plus down the line. And the cameras, of course. So as I mentioned before, that desert titanium can really be seen on the camera rings, which matches the side bezels there. And we have the 48 megapixel fusion camera, which is very interesting. We'll talk about later. It has 3 different modes. Second generation sensor shift optical image stabilization, 100% focus pixels, support for super high resolution photos in 24 megapixels and 48 megapixels when you have it in RAW mode. We also have the 12 megapixel 2x telephoto, which is also second generation. And we have the second 48 megapixel ultra wide with 120 degree field of view, hybrid focus pixels, super high resolution photos. And of course, the 12 megapixel 5x telephoto. That's the one that is giving us the 5x optical zoom. It also has a 2x optical zoom out and a 10x optical zoom range with a digital zoom of up to 25x. So you may want to try to keep it in that 10x range to get, the best long distance or zoom pictures taken. But once you start going 25x, even like really 20 and up, it starts getting a little grainy. But let's move on to other stuff. So the new button, they don't want to call it a button, but it's a button. The camera control button. And we'll see that how it works later as well. And from what I understand, this has a sapphire crystal cover. Not sure exactly how that works, but let's get a good close-up look here at the camera control button. All right, so let me unlock the phone and we'll take a closer look. Okay, so here we have the phone unlocked. As of right now, it's not much that's customized, so it's going to look like a regular Apple layout. It's very quick, very snappy. That A18 Pro chip making things very fast, and if we take a look here quickly at that camera control button, you can see how quick that pops up. You have all your modes here. Time-lapse, slow-mo, cinematic, video, photo. And just real quick, so you can take a look at what I was saying earlier. You have the 24 millimeter by default. I just switched it to 28 and again to 35. And these really come in handy with the macro shots. I took a few pictures with the macro lens and you can get much closer and The clarity does not change because there's 3 dedicated modes for that. I really found it very helpful with those macro shots. You have the zoom there. I can't really do a zoom test now, but you can imagine it's just gonna zoom in to see if we can get some sort of test here. That's 25x. Doesn't look that bad right here. I always found it interesting that in the I guess when I don't know what they call this window here, but the identifier like guide, whatever you want to call it, the picture looks super clear no matter how far you're looking at, but that's not the quality you're going to get when you actually take the photo. So I found that very interesting, that it always looks super clear there. Like, why can't it just be that clear? Not sure, but zoom to the 10. So you can see there where the 10 looks clear, and it's going to be clear. 5 and back out. All right, back to the button. So camera control button. It's nicely placed. It feels natural. I really think they did a good job with the placement. See how fast that activates there. See it again. Ready, go. Very quick. And it's haptic. So if I press on it once, you get the last setting you chose. Right now it's on def. Press on it twice, you're going to get the menu. There is a learning curve. Trust me, it's going to take you a day or two to get the hang of it. But you'll get it. It's not that bad. It's responsive. You see all the modes there. And it will be definitely I could see it coming in handy, especially for the artist out there. I mean, it just makes the phone feel like a camera. And it's haptic. You can feel every touch, get that vibration back. Say you want to go into cameras, you press once. Again, you got the zooms just like as we did earlier. Now, you can toggle between them, but you can't do like the digital zoom. It's all optical. It's actually better because you're going to guarantee clearer shots this way. See, I can't go into the other modes of the 1X like I could before. Can't do the 10X. Got the camera styles. Standard, amber, rose. Just go with the rose gold since matches the tone better, I guess. Anyway, I don't want to play too much with that. Just wanted to show you quickly of the new camera control button. Also the customizable default lens, which is that 24 millimeter, 28, and 35, I believe. I forget. Let's check it out. 24, 28, 35. Yep, I was right. Cool. Here we have the black titanium iPhone 16 Pro, my personal favorite, what I call the Dark Knight. And this is what you get in the box. Phone, the cable, braided cable, USB-C to USB-C, and your info sheets. From what I understand, this is the first year that they don't do any troll stickers. You no longer need a physical SIM card. Okay, eSIM notification. And some info on the product itself, along with Apple's 1-year limited warranty summary. As some would say, pluck 'em and follow. If you open up your phone at the Apple Store or at home, or you get it delivered, you're going to get this adhesive covering protecting the screen. And there are very few moments in life that feel as rewarding as when you pay this much for a phone, removing it, and seeing the brand new screen. So I left this phone off because I wanted to show you guys how fast the boot time is with the new A18 Pro chip. So let's take a look at that. Let's start the timer. So here we have the phone, here we have the timer stopwatch, and we're gonna start it as soon as Siri does this thing. Hey Siri, hey Siri, start the stopwatch. Let's admire the screen here. The blacks are so black. Ooh, 21 seconds and a half. That's what I got. I will look back at the video, but I believe it was 21 seconds. And that might be about a second off. I try to get it as close as I could, but about 21 seconds from off to on position. So you can see I'm getting all my notifications. So I'm gonna take a brief second to answer those, and I'll be right back. Here we have the black titanium 16 Pro, and she is a beauty. I really, really enjoy the multiple tones of black we have going on here. Let me polish this phone up a little bit. I apologize. I can't keep my hands off it. Beautiful phone, though. Beautiful phone. As I said, I call it the Dark Knight. Let's take a look here. As you can see, here is the gorgeous screen. And as you can see, fingerprints are still going to show up. Not so much when you have the case on, but if those that want to rock this naked, we'll see that, except for the back. The back is very friendly to fingerprints, just mostly on the rails and the screen itself. Hopefully you can see here, trying to get the best angles. Let's see. It's just great. You have the dark black rings, camera rings, and the glass around the camera rings. It's a nice dark black, and then you have like that space gray, very iPhone 7, iPhone 8 type vibes going on here with the black railings, the black buttons, and it just perfectly meshes with the edges, the bezels at the edge, and the dynamic island. I just think for me, it's the best colorway that's currently out. Second to that would be the Desert Titanium we just took a look at. So same thing, usual layout. I haven't been able to customize it yet, but the colors just really pop, and its brightness is not even all the way up. And it's a very bright screen. Can you see that? Amazing colors. Deep, rich colors. The blacks are true blacks. I mean, the screen is just amazing. Battery life is great. Haven't done a full test on that. I will, but it's an all-day phone. You can leave your home and know that your phone is going to, even on maximum usage, last you 8 hours from what I've seen in a few tests. But maybe that'll improve with new updates as well. I believe that's going to improve because a few people weren't too happy with how it only lasted 20 minutes or so longer than the 15 series. I I believe any phone that lasts 8 hours or more is good enough, but I get it. You're paying top dollar. You want top specs, top battery life. I get it. But I do believe Apple will do some updates that will improve battery life going forward, especially with AI. Phone is running a lot more than it used to. People got to understand that it's running a lot more features and Siri's smarter, a lot going on. See? Instantly responding. So as far as the video capability, the video recording capabilities, from what I understand, it's 4K Dolby Vision video recording at 24 frames per second, 25, 30, 60, 100, or 120 with that Fusion camera. 1080p Dolby Vision video recording, also at 25 frames per second, 30, 60, or 120. 720p Dolby Vision video recording at 30 frames per second. Cinematic mode up to 4K HDR at 30 frames per second. Action mode up to 2.8K at 60 frames per second. Spatial video recording at 1080p at 30 frames per second. ProRes video recording up to 4K at 120 frames per second. So camera system on this phone is top tier. Nothing quite like it out there. A lot of people, especially in the Android world, they're going to tell me, oh, the S24 Ultra, the zoom camera. I get it, the zoom camera. But when you compare the pictures, there's just something, the details in the iPhone pictures, they're just, to me, personally, better. And I know that's up for debate. That's a big debate, but that's just me. Don't kill me, Android people. Now, one of the last things I want to show you here is how fast Face ID works on this phone. This is probably the best way I can get it to show you. You see the lock on the top there, and as soon as it unlocks, it's your phone's good to go. So I'm going to hit the button in 3, 2, 1, and it's instant. I think I moved it, so let me try it again just so you can see it better. 3, 2, 1. Did not work that time. That's my bad. I'm trying to get it. There we go. Is that a better angle? No, still too. Just trying to do my best. It's hard to show you with the angle I got right here, but let me try this. There we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. It's fast, super fast. By the time you even think about it, it's open. It's crazy. Sometimes I just pick up my phone, and it's open. Let me see if I can show you this, but you can see on the top left corner, it has the lock. It's like it's sitting down on the table. I pick it up, and it's like that. It's instant, instant. So there we have it, folks. The black titanium iPhone 16 Pro. Gorgeous color, great size, great weight. To me, my favorite iPhone Pro yet. I almost got the 12 Pro. Something told me to put it back, and I'm glad I did. There was a lot of issues with that lineup. The 13 Pro is a great phone, but still I decided not to get it. The 14 Pro, I really can't say why I didn't want to get the 14 Pro. I think the pill design was new to me. I was still trying to debate whether I cared for it or not. So I kind of just waited that one out. And by the time I knew it, the 15 Pro series was out. I almost by a hair was going to get the 15 Pro Max because titanium, it was light. It felt smaller than it actually was. Cameras, like there was just so much to say. It's a great phone. The 15 series is a great series. And, if I would have got it, I probably wouldn't have been upset about it since, it's still getting the AI. I really do feel that Apple should do something for the 13 Pro and 14 Pro purchasers. They paid a lot of money for a phone that's going to be pretty much outdated as soon as the Apple Intelligence features come out. For the non-Pro users, hey, you bought a non-Pro. I mean, it is what it is. But if you bought a Pro and, it was only a few years ago, I feel like Apple should do some sort of special trade-in system. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about that. I feel like that would be a fair solution that Apple can, facilitate, and it'll be feasible for both parties where maybe they get a bonus for their trade-in, because I personally don't feel like it's fair. You know, to have a 13 Pro or 14 Pro and not have the AI capabilities. But again, let me know what you think in the comments. So there you have it. You know, black titanium, desert titanium. I showed you earlier, and great phone. Recommend it, especially coming from the 11 Pro. I feel like this was the perfect jump, the right time to do it. I actually do like the dynamic island a lot. It blends in with a lot of apps perfectly. You know, phone calls. It's great aesthetics. They're doing a great job with it. I think they're gonna do more with it as time goes on. I'm excited for the AI features. I'm excited to see how long the battery lasts on me. I'm just all the way across the board excited about this phone. Very happy with it. And thanks for watching. Thank you for joining Santana's Point of View. I'm your host, Jay. Like, comment, and subscribe.